Authentic tape, the real, no fake. Authentic tape, yeah, the real, no fake.
Well, more injuries for the 49ers, unfortunately. And I mean, the substation is real. That's all I'm saying. So before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Authentic Take. This is crunch time with Authentic Take, the Authentic Take. So let's get into it. I feel like I checked in for training camp this morning, and unfortunately, we have like, I don't want to say six more injuries, but we have like Nick Bosa was out with soreness. Who else? Someone was out with sore. Another guy was out with soreness. Jacob Cowing has like a hip flexor strain. Juice broke his finger. Like, just wake up injured, and it just don't stop. And we've signed a couple players like Khalil Herbert, who used to be a running back and a starter for um, the Chicago Bears a couple years ago. And even on the receiver core, we signed Hodges, that used to be an Atlanta Falcon, and who's a veteran. But I'm just, as a Niner fan, I know 99.9 of you agree with me. I I'm just I'm kind of speechless. I just I don't know what to say anymore. I don't. But let's go down the line here. Um, okay, like I say, Juice broke his finger. Jacob Cowan is out with a hip flexor strain. Um, the most notable guy that was out was Nick Bosa, but him being out with soreness could just be like precautionary. But I don't. I'm pretty sure that Deshaun Stribling didn't practice for the second straight day. Obviously, Mike Evans wouldn't be out there. Um, it's just looking bleak, and I gotta say we're starting off worse than last year. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, from what I remember last year is like, yeah, we had CMC dealing with his stuff, and then Jawan Jennings with his like contract stuff, and then I think he like had his injured, he had injured ribs or something, and like it wasn't everybody, and that kind of started to trickle during the season. But as far as being in what like day 6 of training camp and this going on is just kind of, it's not a good look, honestly. And something that I heard is that is floating around the grapevine. Um, the 49ers were offered to hold training camp at their old stadium, Kezar Stadium, that they played in the early days, I think like the 60s. Um, and the only difference would be like that it's only one field. It's not like the 3 or 4 fields and like side fields that they have now. And um, they turned it down. Um, who's the bonehead making those decisions? Like this narrative is like bad. And the thing is the narrative is turning into reality. Come on, man. You know, Happens once, yeah, it's weird. Happens twice, hey, there might be something behind this. Happens 3 years in a row, there's something going on here. And they can't legally come out and go, yeah, the substation is killing us and it's injuring us and all that, because they're sponsored by PG&E and it is a PG&E substation. So they're kind of got their hands tied behind their back. But marking today with all the injuries, I think like even okay, I just remembered another injury. Carver Willis, he got a concussion today, and so he's gonna be out. It's like all our reinforcements are like gone. But anyway, the substation is real, and we need to start looking at other options. Like right now, we gotta find a alternative, because obviously during the season, during the 17 weeks, we're gonna have to we're when we have home games, we're gonna practice here. So like, in Santa Clara. So now we gotta find an alternative, man. Like find something maybe close by, uh, you know, in Santa Clara, like a abandoned high school or some crap like that. And if it's one field, it's one field. Make use of it. Yeah, you're professionals, but something's going on with the stupid electrical thing, and it's not good. Maybe it wasn't fucking with the players in the 80s and 90s, but it is now. So you got to find an alternative, and I just think there's no other option for it. If you guys got to practice in San Francisco when you guys are out here, do it. Like, rather take an extra commute than, you know, have injured key players. Like, I just don't know what they're waiting for, and um, there's too much coincidence. And this sounds like crazy that I'm even giving, you know, my time to talking about the substation, but what other explanation is it? Is it the grass? Like I said, um, on my last episode, that like just outlaw anything that like is detrimental to these guys' knees, joints, anything. Like we we as the 49ers, we need to get over this narrative, and I don't know when we are getting over this narrative. I don't know when. I just don't. But hold on here. Okay. There we go. But yeah, we gotta practice fields. We gotta relocate. We gotta condense whatever. It just if if I come back on, tomorrow and CMC is injured, like I mean, because I feel like that's the only thing left is Brock and CMC. They're the only healthy ones. But um, on to other things. Kittle, I think he's really shooting for week one, but I think as it gets closer, I think everybody sees that it's probably not a reality. And I just kind of pieced this all together, so maybe I was a little bit late on this, but sorry. But I was wondering why Debo Samuel posted his ex teammate finally getting cleared off his season ending injury, which is, Zach Ertz, tight end. And um, apparently he's working out in the Bay Area, and I couldn't tell you if he's from the Bay Area or not, but I think that's a kind of coincidence. And I think that maybe he could end up being our insurance policy, and you know, um, we could possibly sign Zach Ertz, and I would recommend it. He's always been a solid, tight end, a durable, huge guy, a good blocker, and he could get those yards. So I I like him better than Tonjes. So and Tonjes is coming off an injury too. I think he broke his foot last year. So yeah, um, Niners sign him. Sign Zach Ertz. We got money. We got stuff in the bank right now. I think we got 70 million before the Debo signing. So let's do it. That I think that's where we need insurance. We got insurance with the receivers. We signed Herbert. He might be a little bit insurance for Jordan James going down. And why not get insurance in the tight end? So Zach Ertz coming to San Francisco, I would like to see it. But with the San Francisco 49ers higher ups, who the hell knows these days? But that's just me. Um, yeah. I think that wraps it up for the 49ers news as of like right now. But yeah, let's get out of that substation area. Bottom line. One thing that I don't really get, excuse me, is that why are we I feel like in life and in sports, we're in the age of just giving consolation prizes. Like, oh, here's your ribbon for 19th place. Um, why is the NFL or stat keepers keeping stats of training camp? Like, oh, Brock was like 8 of like 16, and he had a couple interceptions. Like, who cares in the training camp? Like, that's where we air it out. If you throw a couple interceptions, you're getting it out of the way. Like that's you're learning, like you're getting your stuff tight, like you're not worried about stats. And like what now when it comes to making the final cuts, they go, hey, yeah, third stringer was he was 8 for 30. Uh, very bad completion percentage for training camp. We're gonna let him go. Are you serious? I thought training camp was like the look, you practice hard. Like, they're going to keep stats? Where they going to start doing analytics in training camp? Like, as far as stats, I think it's stupid. And this is another thing to be like, let's make any stat count. Okay. Uh, that's just me. I think that's weird. Very, very weird. Now let's look at some other topics if we got any. Uh, okay, let's see here. Um, oh, here's one. Stefon Diggs officially signs 1 year deal with the Washington Commanders. I think that's cool. Um, I'm surprised. I know Diggs got drama with the whole Cardi B stuff. But I think he had a pretty decent year last year, and he was really a main reason why the Patriots ended up in the Super Bowl, and they just kind of dropped him like a bad habit. And I'm surprised he didn't get more looks from other people. I heard Niners were kind of looking at him, but who knows? Just to get an older guy, uh, more susceptible to injuries. He might have just been a victim of the substation too. But I think, to me, call me crazy, but I think this is the end of the Commanders' pursuit for Brandon Ayuk. It was like Diggs, he's got drama, but BA, he's kind of all over the place right now. Thinks he's a commander. We haven't signed him yet. So let's take the safe bet and take Stefon Diggs. So I think I'm surprised we haven't got any spaz out moments from BA after this signing, which happened earlier today. So, hey, hopefully we get some good night's sleep, and we got some entertainment in the morning. But I think that's kind of sums up like the Commanders' interest in Brandon Ayuk. I think they went with the veteran that has proven himself over and over on different teams. So I think it was a good move by them. Who they gonna have? They're gonna have Luke McCaffrey, um, Scary Terry over there. Um, they'll be decent. I think Jaden Daniels will definitely be someone that is like looking for retribution because as far as the league looks right now, that season they got to the championship game, they look like a fluke. So I'm sure he wants to redeem himself and having another nice weapon like um, Stefon Diggs, I think is perfect for them. Um, what else we got here? Also, Aaron Donald. I feel like I've been talking about this guy too much past couple streams, but Aaron Donald today officially, he practiced no pads on, just the helmet on with the Rams, and if he's getting on the field like that for them, I think it's a no-brainer. He's going to be with them. I always said I think it's weak, but who am I? So Rams are going to be vicious, and it's going to be scary, especially in week one, if he's playing week one. But, he's a division rival, so we will be playing them again. But it's kind of a scary front over there. Um, and make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a NFC West prediction show for crunch time with authentic takes. So make sure you tune into that tomorrow. Um, but yeah, this NFC West is scary, and Aaron Donald being in the thick of it is scary. Um, but I'm not too worried about it. Niners got Trent Williams, so come mess with us. But it's a big weapon that you could just kind of add if you're the Rams. It's just it's nice to be the Rams if you could just go, hey Aaron, you want to come out of retirement? You're still like jacked, so that's definitely a bonus for them. But yeah, it's gonna be tough this year with that added hill that the 49ers got to climb. Um, what else? Oh, as far as like NBA, everybody's making um, a big thing, a big stink about KD and the comments he made about the Sixers on paper, how good they look, that they're better than the 2016-17 Golden State Warriors. I'm never gonna go against my Warriors, but on paper, if you look at their averages, they average more. Like because Clay, off the top of my head, actually let's do our friend ChatGPT. Okay. Okay. Golden State Warriors. 2017 starting line. Let's see. Chat GPT is our good friend. um, one argument that kills this, and this could be the secret weapon why KD is probably right, is the Warriors had Zaza Pachulia. But look, okay, as far as Steph Curry, um, he averaged 25.3 a game. Um, you know, well, we'll just go points. He averaged 25.3 a game, while Tyrese Maxey currently averages 28.3 a game. So Maxey edges him. But the thing is people don't give Steph Curry enough credit for what he did as far as taking a back seat, no questions asked for KD coming on the team. So allow those points with the KD. So let's continue. So Klay Thompson averaged 22.3 points a game, while VJ Edgecombe averages between 8 and 12 points a game. So that's 1-1 so far. And then small forwards, um, KD 25.1 points a game, and Jalen Brown 28.7 points a game. So that goes to the Sixers. But just a sidebar before I finish, um, I think this is a little janky. Okay, first because um, this isn't Jalen Brown on the Sixers yet, so we don't know what he'll average on this team yet. So this is just kind of projections. But as far as this next one too, okay, Draymond Green, 10.2 points a game, but he was that triple double machine. Let's not knock Draymond in 2017. LeBron, 28.1 points a game. I'm sorry. Uh, that's career average. That's not uh as he got into his 40s, he's about like a 20 and 7 guy. Like, so I think that's a little altered. But I think the Jalen Brown versus KD, we give that to KD because overall I think that was just that year, because we know um career KD is like a 27 to 28 point a game guy. So it will be okay. We'll give it to Maxi. We'll give it to Clay. We'll give it to KD, and then we'll give it to Labubu. Um, because even if he got 20 points a game like he does now, he still beats out Draymond. Um, and then the real deciding factor, Zaza Pachulia, 6.1 points a game, uh, versus Joel Embiid, 26.9 points a game. Highly injured guy, but when he's there, he does command the house. And um, honestly, so wait, okay, we say Maxi, Clay 1-1, KD 2-1 Warriors, uh, LeBron 2-2 tied, and then yeah, it's pretty close. So I don't know what KD's all going. They're way better on paper, and then he's like calling out names. Clay is like, why you call my whole government name out there? Um, and then Draymond, Mister, I have to chime in on everything, and I guess I can't be that hard on him because he was talking about a team he was on. But it's like, bro, be quiet. He's like, oh, Slim Reaper thought he was on his burner. I don't know. This offseason, Draymond's he's just chimed in on too much crap for me. And it was probably the whole, LeBron saga, but whatever. Um, what else we got? Um, fucking refresh that. Yeah, just a lot of headlines right now. It's just is Aaron Donald. Everybody is all over that. Let's check out Bleacher Report for some more topics. Okay, this is kind of as recent. Let's see where we're at right now. Okay. Dylan Brooks got extended by the Suns, a 3-year deal. Let me see the money, how that's looking. Where is it? He extended for 3 years for 73 mil, which that's pretty good for Dylan Brooks, man. Like, and I was saying it all year, even though he's like the Warriors demon. Like I kind of a little bit like it's hard to not like Dylan Brooks. Like it's easy to not like him, but it's like you see what he's doing. He's just trying to get in your head like Draymond would. And this is my equivalent of if Draymond wasn't on the Warriors, how much I would hate Draymond. And he averaged 20.2 points a game last year. He went to a team that he wasn't expecting to go to, which a lot of players do, but you know, um, shot 43% from the field, which is, pretty damn good. And, you know, um, the other, he started 56 games. But I think he was like really early on. You seen that he practiced and was working on his craft all off season, and he was just a bully out there, and he was just determined. Even though he knew they were gonna get swept in the first round by his Canadian buddy SGA, like he still was just determined to bully those guys, and try to win to the best of his ability. And you need one of those guys on your team. Like Dylan Brooks, to me, kind of reinvented himself last season, and he does deserve that extension, especially on Phoenix. Who else do they really got on there? Just Devin Booker, and that guy got to be wanting out soon. Well, he's been there almost a decade. They haven't done nothing. But extending Dylan Brooks, I think, was a good look for the Phoenix Suns. Um, uh, I don't know. I think it's kind of dry out here tonight. Let's see. Um, I think Suns extending Dylan Brooks was kind of like the only really NBA worthy news. I don't really want to talk about LeBron is hyping up Embiid's workout pictures. Yeah, who cares? See if there's any NFL anymore. See, going back to the Rams a little bit, they owe Donald about like 30 mil. Like I said before, like 17 million goes on the books. So a lot of people were talking about going after, Vea, but they're kind of tight on their money, and especially because Puka Nakua is preparing to have contract talks, and you know He had his stint in rehab, which I think was really swept under the rug, and I guess they're really gonna. I would have some restraint, like let's see if you can get through the season with no hiccups. If you can get through, included the off season with no like wilding out like club crap, um, then we'll throw all that money at you because he's definitely an incredible player. Um, but looks like they're gonna start talking. I mean, that don't mean anything's being signed, but I gotta have some stipulations in that contract if it's me. Like a lot of these teams don't have stipulations in contracts or as strict stipulations, but it's like I think they've kind of forgotten and are just fail to realize that you're giving all this money to kids that are under 30 years old and they're going to blow it. They're going to like just do stupid crap. So have stipulations so maybe you could keep them in a little bit of a check without like completely having them in, contractual like jail. So that's what I would do if I'm the Rams, but I don't care about the Rams, so that doesn't bother me. Um, that's something else too. Uh, I, okay, I want to look at this. Uh, Bryce Young for the Panthers. For some reason, I don't think he's taking the starting snaps. So I think that's kind of weird. Um, Let me try to look into rumors, but um, let's go right to the Panthers. Where are they? Maybe I was hearing things or something. Uh, let's see. Okay. Um, I think it was just about his contract extension. Um, so they're gonna let it play out this year, and basically he's gonna have to earn it. So I think that's smart. A lot of teams ain't doing that. So let's see. One thing I did see that was kind of confirmation was Brock Lesnar did go on the Pat McAfee show and he completely admitted that he's retired. Because I was like, man, this guy keeps like turning on people and like going, I'm retired and then coming back. And I'm glad he's retired. The new guard in, WWE wrestling needs to put their feet in the ground and start proving themselves. And it's kind of hard with the legends are still like leaning over your back and stuff. So that's good. And I'm glad we got some closure as he got killed by Obafemi in the most recent SummerSlam. But just wanted to air that out. Brock Lesnar officially retired. Um, see if we can go back on any Niner news. Um, okay, look, let me see where I'm at. Okay. Um, I think I'm gonna end it with this, but haven't talked about Kyle for a little bit, but my initial reactions I think are gonna come to light and be true because now I'm hearing a lot of people after my first reactions are kind of saying, I think there's more to this. The fact that he came out and he looks like he's doing the right thing and they're kind of the reporters and columnists are kind of saying that maybe it looks a little too clean, like, you know, Shanahan and the Niners have a relationship with Adam Schefter, who broke the news, who had the news already right when they actually came out about the accident, so they were all prepared for it. And just how how I was saying, salute to Kyle for coming out, talking to the reporters, and saying, I just want to get the facts right and everything. I think I think he got scared and he was like, I gotta see if I can nip this in the bud, and like maybe they won't ask any more questions if I just kind of answer and correct them right now. And I think something else is going on. Like, you could never, all these 49er sugarcoaters that aren't based in reality like I am, they are all over there going, oh, I love Kyle. And it's none of your business. And, yeah, I know it's none of my business. The only thing that I was worried about, or kind of a light bulb went off in my head, I was like, why did it take 13 days for this to come out? There's only one logical explanation. If it didn't come out immediately, I mean, because we live in the day and age of TMZ and they cover sports, is because there was some kind of cover up. Maybe not a criminal cover up, but some kind of weird cover up. So, um, I don't know. Kyle seems like a good guy, but um, and he's kind of taking fault. He's taking fault, but then he's not necessarily at fault or whatever that is. But he's trying to take the blame, which that's cool. And like, is this all being covered up because he's trying to avoid a lawsuit? And he's being very cordial with the victim's father. So is it just trying to avoid a lawsuit, or was there someone else in his car with him that they don't want to disclose? But that's hearsay. I'm just saying, like, is it? Like, is that a reason? Or some reason like that? I'm just saying, you got to put everything on the table since they want to be so skittish with the information. John Lynch is over there like he's doing a presidential debate, just being very mum, um, or a presidential address. Um, and it's something like I like, is it really the victim's fault and you're just covering it up? Or like, it's just, no one would ever have questioned Kyle if it just all came out like, after he got out of the hospital, or like that he was in an accident. It was, oh, he's in an accident, because everybody's going to be worried. But now they're like, well, why 13 days to disclose this? So instead of being worried about his health and well being, everybody's like, well, that's weird. Nothing was disclosed, even by their boy, Adam Schefter. So it's just really weird. And not that I know anything, but I think that more things will come out in the future. Might be more problems for the 49ers coming up. And that's just the way I see it. So I was gonna end it, but I wanna See if I can find anything else. One other thing about the injuries. Okay, people that have never had injuries are getting injured. Dejon Stribling, like he never had an injury at Ole Miss. Second or third day at camp, he's got hamstring tightness or soreness. I hope it is just, excuse me, precaution. But I don't know. It's, oh my God. I sound like a rambling idiot because it's just I don't even know if I could trust the 49ers and the info that they're giving out. Like a whole bunch of guys with soreness, but is that just really AKA precaution? Because last year I remember like hawking the injuries, and every day I was worried about CMC, and it would say every other day he'd have like a veteran day, him and Trent Williams. So that's being precautious and stuff, or taking precaution. So I don't know. I don't know who to trust on the Niners. I just don't know. Um, uh, what else we got here? I mean, the last thing I guess I'll say is how many yards do you think Debo Samuel is really gonna have this year? Because the way that he is a threat is if he's like the third or fourth option, and maybe like a third running back coming out of the backfield. They said that he's gonna do a lot. He's gonna be the main kickoff returner, which is cool, but with his injury prone ass, every time he falls or someone tackles him, he comes up injured. So I'm just kind of wondering if that's the smart move. But how many yards do you think he's going to have this year? Drop it in the comments. But what I think he'll have maybe about 550 to 600 this year. Touchdowns, I could see probably about five, and that's combined rushing and receiving. Um, but yeah, I think a consolation kind of year for Debo. He's in really great shape. Um, but yeah, I don't think he goes over 600 yards receiving for us this year. Um, and we really got to see where we're at right now because Evans is out, Pearsall's out for the year, Cowing is out. I'm just going down receivers right now. Where they haven't really spotlighted Jordan Watkins, who that's the guy I'm looking for. Um, who else they got? Who else is out? I don't know, but there's like three or four receivers just straight up out. So Substation gotta go. We gotta get away from that. I don't know what we're thinking, but I'm going on rambling. But make sure you smash the like. Helps the channel. I appreciate it. Um, make sure you drop some comments about what you think about the Niners. Um, and actually, hold that thought. Before I go, the last topic is with Brandon Ayuk's weirdo social media stuff. He was teasing a San Fran reunion. So how likely do you think that is to happening? Drop the comments with that. But my opinion about that, he's just trolling. Like he's not serious. He wants to be out of the 49er business, even though that's immature as the way I look at it. And I see people in the comments and I hear you guys both parties are at fault. And I just think he's doing the kid stuff right now, just trying to see if there's any possible way he can get out of this without doing what they're telling him to do. Um, But my thing is, I believe that he would be very smart and it would be in his best interest to reinstate with the Niners, just play out the year with the Niners, get your reputation back up, and then boom, get out of there next year. Um, but because I think he still has like 3 years left on his contract, but if he's not reinstated, I'm pretty sure they don't got to pay him. So um, I think that was a nice bit of trolling by BA Brandon Ayuk, but I don't think that's happening. No, BA is done with the Niners. I I wouldn't even want to do it because where's your workout videos, man? I want to see what Kittle said. Run like 22 miles an hour and then stop on a dime. I want to see that before we even consider a reunion, but I don't think that's happening anyway. So I think Ayuk's out of the NFL. But anyway, like I said, smash the like, helps. Drop the comments on all the topics I've been talking about tonight. And make sure you subscribe to the Authentic Take. This has been crunch time with the Authentic Take. Until next time, I'm out.